Shout out to Nick Nolan, he just had a surgery. He just had oral surgery on his wisdom teeth. He's like, oh my God, I love everything she's saying. She's speaking to me. I wish I could be in on this call. And I'm like, dude, you need to rest. But we'll definitely have to bring you back again so Nick can get in on some of the fun. But one of the things we were talking about internally was just structure-wise and the plan going forward. Every cycle, when the Greens run for president, we hear like, if only we could just get enough votes to be on the ballot. My point, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that, it seems like there needs to be a strategic plan and effort that is implemented from the top down to make sure that we have coverage across the board, to engage with voters, to make sure they are becoming, coming more into the process, to make sure that actually happens. And just from outside looking in, I don't know that necessarily happens consistently across the board. Like, I'm in Georgia, you know what I'm saying? And they're still trying to get on the ballot, even though they actually had a great legal victory here in Georgia, where I think it was the number to get on the ballot, I think it was 5,000, now it's only 1,000 signatures, but they didn't have the people lined up to be able to get the signatures. And so it just seems like organizationally and structurally, there are some things that would be holding back from greater successes, because the party does have, a great platform, but it just seems like the plans aren't necessarily being executed consistently or as uniform as possible to maximize that outreach, because a lot of people don't even know about the opportunities to be involved. Even the stuff you're talking about, training people to become the next level of candidates. That is something that within a Dem party, it just seems like it's just left to the elitist few who have made it to that chosen, pet status where they get included in those conversations, whether or not they even ever get tapped. And to train a cadre of leadership, that just sounds so fabulous to me and necessary for particularly we're talking about us engaging in party politics of any kind.
Yes. This is the issue, and I pointed out from our first, we had a presidential platform forum back in July, and I laid it out. We need to, design something that's good for us and acknowledge that we're not doing too well, and we don't have the highest level of professional staff that are not, they're not objective. I am very objective. This is about numbers. You want to win the White House, it's about electoral votes, and it's about real votes on every level. So no one is saying that but me, because I can't pretend that I don't know that. I'm not emotional. It's about the numbers. So those things that I'm saying, history will judge me well, because I'm being very honest and very direct. Here I am, a Black woman. I'm disabled. I'm a Head Start baby. I went to public school. Habla español. I've lived outside of the U.S., all of these categories, I got like 50. So that means that me as a presidential candidate, I got 50 more than whoever else target groups that have a natural inclination for me. Now, what does that say? That I think in real numbers, I can get us the 7 million votes that are needed to clear us up. If we look at the past folks that have run, we've never achieved that. And there's reasons why we haven't. You need someone who's articulate, someone who's relatable, someone who's nice, someone who's fun, someone who's smart, someone who, all of that I am. No. You got to get real. How come the other parties pick certain people? Because they embody and embrace that target market. So these are folks that are not thinking realistically about getting 7 million votes. I am. And I can, make my case, but we lack the understanding that there has to be policies, strategies, and all those things in place. I came here with one, and I'm working it now. It ain't changed.
Okay. What does that, so let's talk about that. What does that look like? What does getting to that 7 million vote? Because it seems like, especially now with social media, I mean, just look at the Dems, right? You had Bernie Sanders come in, who's virtually unknown to most people in America, a lone independent with no support in Congress, from really anyone until after he had this groundswell of support that was predominantly grassroots, social media driven, right?
Right.
what does something like that look like? I mean, that just seems like a good model, even, right, for some of what you're talking about. If you have a plan and concerted effort to do so, to really building up the numbers, to build that support for the Green Party, to build on the institutional and technical knowledge from grassroots leadership, et cetera, to then launch the party to that major party status by getting the requisite number of threshold votes. Like I told you when we first talked, I had no clue. That's why I asked you. I said, "Oh, are you on the like? Are you?" So I said, "How does that even work? Are you on the regular state ballot too?" Like I had no clue because in the last 2 states I voted in, they haven't been on the ballot, so I didn't even know how that worked. And I consider myself rather intelligent, but at the same time, it just seems so like mysterious. And that's why I'm so happy I found you, because you've given me so much more information in that first 1 hour and a half conversation we had than I have from just trying to find information or talking to people over the last few years. So like, what does that look like? Let's say going through the rest of the cycle and then looking ahead. What does building up a broader base of national level support for the Green Party, what does that look like going forward?
Well, one, it means Dr. Stein should step off our ticket, because she presents as an elite white female. That's not the base of support we will need to win. That's number one. Number two, it means that our national party, our national administrative, because it's not a leadership, because they're administrative of a party, need to understand that what they think and feel is not the majority of the Greens feel that way. They too, Green Party members have supported me financially from July till now, and still, group of young folks down in Florida that raised $200 so that I can come down there. They have excluded not just me, sister, everybody in a way that's been running, including a really nice young man, Elijah. They're so stuck on someone that does not truly represent grassroots democracy that it just cracks me up. And the thing is, I'm 54, so I've seen where when the truth is not shown and seen, it's gonna bite you hard. So I'm just waiting for the bite to get them, because it will, including herself. And as I told you before we came on, if Dr. Jill Stein had just did that one loving thing, say our names, not just the Green Party candidates, but every woman running, this would have been.
That's right. We talked about it. There's 6 women in total running for president on various party platforms. Right. And I got some.
Go ahead.
I got some retweets. Yesterday. I was like, how cool would it be if we saw all 6 women running for president on the same, in the same forum or venue? Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And there are people who are like, yeah, that's cool.
I have driven down to Oakland to show support for 3 of those women just a month ago. I mention everybody's name every time I can. Monica Moorhead, Laura Riva, Dr. Lynn S. Kahn. For the women, Daryl Charney. With our party, Bill Kimmel, Kent Mesplay, Elijah Manning, and myself. What does that cost, Dr. Jill Stein, to say our name? There was a classic, and it's really that simple. Because like you said, as soon as you heard my name or saw me, you went and researched.
Yeah. I went and looked to see, because I had no clue. I had no clue that there were 5 of you running, and
really,
and then I looked at the debate too, and I thought the debate was very good, by the way. If anyone hasn't seen the Green Party candidate debate, I have the link. I'll tweet it out again today, this afternoon. You guys can check it out at your leisure.
I want to share something with you, because I come with strategy and getting folks of color from the second day, because I was the only presidential candidate to attend a movement for Black Lives Matter, as well as the Justice R. Else, because those are the folks we need to be in this party and to lead the party. We started our campaign, our first 3 months, we spent organizing a 5 regional debate for the candidates. Dr. Stein's campaign is the only one that didn't click in, and then our administrative wing did not kick in. And then someone sabotage even the first presidential forum we were going to have in our state, California. Khalifa is named after a black woman, a mythical queen that looks like us. That same chaos and crisis, because of the construct of whiteness, it exists in our party. Our campaign, we'll send out information, people won't repost it. There's some states that already had Dr. Stein picture up there, and I was like, excuse me? Not until August do we put up a presidential nominee. We don't have any presumptive anything. So using those words to try to isolate me and the other presidential candidate, we have isms clearly within our party, within our nation, within our world. But Europeans are, I think, less than 4% of the world population. So last night I wrote something questioning us, and I had a picture of Dr. King shaking his head. So, my people, I said, so Greens, at what point are we going to ask ourselves, how truly can we win if we are not even having folks that represent the majority of the world? Either our party is going to become obsolete, which is sad because we care about climate change, or we're going to become extinct. And I keep looking around the room whenever I go somewhere. Can we regenerate all these older Europeans? No. So either you just step on stupid or you want to die. And I ain't trying to die.